in Washington to talk about this is Republican strategist Jack Burkman. So, Jack, who won the fight? I'm guessing you're going to say Republicans.
No.
Okay.
No. Obama clearly won the PR battle.
Why?
And if you want to talk about who won the political fight, Obama's a big winner. You know, the media here in the United States, the global media, by and large, loves Obama, and he was a clear winner. The political mistake, I wish John Boehner had held out longer. You know, when you get into a gunfight, you've got to stick it out. He's got to stick and stay. Boehner, I think, had he been willing to hold out another 30 days, and you had the stock market start to go down, I think Obama would have inherited a mess, and the politics would have really favored Republicans. That's what I advised the speaker, but he just couldn't take the media pressure anymore. People like Paul Ryan, you know him, he was Romney's running mate. He's the budget chairman in the U.S. He started to break away. So Boehner just decided to pass this with Democratic votes. You know, I like John Boehner. I hope he's speaker come January, but I don't know.
Yeah, but hold out for 30 days. I mean, the economic impact, some calling it an economic nuclear disaster if, you know, October 17th had come and passed with no resolution.
Well, you have to understand, sure. I mean, this issue really is, I think it's neither that complicated nor dramatic. Sure, there's short-term carnage if the U.S. has a default. But we would argue, conservatives would argue, a lot of people would argue that there's worse carnage if you go about the business of raising the debt ceiling year after year after year after year. And, you know, you do that for another 5 years, and the U.S. is going to be a country like Italy or Spain or Portugal or something like that. I mean, that's certainly not good for Canada. It's not good for the U.S. It's not good for anyone. I mean, if the U.S. goes down the drain, the Canadians will probably follow suit pretty quickly. So this idea of this long-term budget crisis that's facing the U.S. is the real problem. The short-term carnage that might have accompanied a default is really small potatoes.
Yeah, but while the government was in shutdown or partial shutdown and wasn't paying its bills, we heard President Obama saying earlier this morning that meant that somebody had to pay the bills, so that they went into further debt because of what just happened over the last 16 days. I mean, what a significance was accomplished during this shutdown?
Well, not much, because Boehner, like I said, Boehner didn't take it far enough. He started the gunfight and then wouldn't continue it. He needed to continue it, but in the end, he just didn't have the stomach for the fight, so he copped out. What was accomplished, a little bit was accomplished. Republicans were able to show how serious they are about budget negotiations. They were able to show that, you know, they will produce shutdowns if there aren't serious spending cuts in the future. But, you know, the things we need to talk about in the U.S., they need to do things like raise the retirement age for Social Security and Medicare. They need to make big cuts in discretionary spending. They need to make big cuts in social spending. Obama doesn't want to talk about those things, so on and on we go. And
as a Republican strategist, what do you make of Ted Cruz?
Oh, Cruz, what do I make of Ted Cruz? I like Ted Cruz. I mean, I subscribe largely to his ideology. I think Cruz helped himself. You know, Cruz just kind of, he really, it's hard to say. I mean, the media has really attacked him. In one sense, he's endeared himself to the Republican base by getting even more conservative. So the base, if he's going to run for president in 2016, and I think he is, the Republican base in the U.S. will really like him. The media dislikes him more and more, so that will hurt him. You know, in the U.S., the CNNs and the NBCs and the ABCs, they're all left of center. They hate Cruz. They hate him now. He's become kind of their pariah, so they're going to be working to tear him down. And so it's kind of, there's a win, there's a loss. I don't know. We'll see.
At the very least, the shutdown showdown is over. I'm very grateful for that. Thank you so much, Jack Burkman, Republican strategist.
My pleasure.